Hey guys, Al here, Vitalize Seed. So this time of year, getting a lot of questions on guys, especially on smaller food plots. But hey, what should I be doing to get my nitro boost in? I have limited equipment, or that carbon load. I love it so much. What options do I have? There's a lot of ways to skin the cat, if you will. And one of the things that I've done, so this year was this picture's taken was the year our son was born, 2021. You can see that over my shoulder. Was really really busy that year. Had not quite launched Vitalize Seed actually at that time, but I was doing the 1-2 system. But what I did is I didn't have time to fully terminate that. So what I ended up doing is I just broadcast with my Whirlybird spreader the Vitalize. At that time, it was just my mix, but what is now our Nitro Boost into this field, and then just let the carbon load keep going. I didn't roll it, nothing. So I did increase seeding rate. I don't remember pounds per acre, but the deer were absolutely hammering it. So there was some weed pressure. This camera was hung on a stump, so there was a little bit of exposed soil there, and I did have a big thistle grow up next to it. But other than that, the deer were in there in the daylight nonstop, and what I ended up doing then is broadcasting the carbon load right back into there in the fall, and then mowing it off. And this is kind of what that looks like. We were able to reduce herbicide use on that field. We didn't use any in the spring, obviously, because we just broadcast the Nitro Boost into it. We let that all go all summer long, and then we were able to just mow it off and have the carbon load then come back the next year. So that was a really effective method that year, and we really were able to reduce our time and herbicide spend, etc., and it was still very, very successful. So you could do the same thing on a small scale, be it a half acre, a quarter acre. You can let the carbon load just go. You could let the carbon load grow and then mow it off. You could let the carbon load grow and throw Nitro Boost in and just let it go. You could throw it in there, mow it off. You could spray the carbon load and throw the Nitro Boost into it. If you have a roller crimper or a packer, you can roll it down on top of the Nitro Boost. So you have various different options as to how you can do it, and I'm not going to say any is better than the other, but I wanted to highlight some of the things that I've done in the past on particular fields that has been successful, because this is what that carbon load is going to look like in the next month to 2 months here in most of the whitetails range where people have planted it. So you're going to have a ton of growth, and then shortly thereafter it's going to be up to about that height. So this was a couple years later. We were planting Nitro Boost into here, actually with a 2-row planter. This was before I had a drill. We had an old 2-row Chalmers 2-row planter that worked really, really well. And we had done an herbicide burn down on that same field following this video after we drilled through it green. I'll do another video on planting green. But here's obviously later. So this was obviously our Nitro Boost, and you can see where we were planting green. So we're running the drill right through there to lay that Nitro Boost flat. Drill cuts the slit through, puts the seed down, packs it in, and rolls that stuff over. Again, you can leave it, which I believe this was the year we actually just drilled through that, and we called it drill and drive away. If you have a roller crimper or something, you could follow up and roller crimp to really crush those stalks down and break that circulatory system. Or if you're okay with using herbicide, or you want to use herbicide, or you have a lot of weed competition, you can also use herbicide in that situation to set that back, and then let that obviously new growth come through that green thatch. And just remember, guys, it doesn't always have to be pretty to be successful. That was a 5.5-year-old buck. I ended up shooting the year that I showed you. I let everything go, and just all I did was broadcast and drive off. No herbicide, no mowing, etc. And obviously I ended up replanting carbon load that fall, and that deer came in, I believe it was November the 3rd of 2021. It was my first sit on the farm with a north wind. I ended up harvesting that deer, setting in his jaw for cementum annuli, and he was a 5.5-year-old that I'm very proud of, and it was really awesome to show my 6-month-old baby that buck, and we got to share that together in the back of the truck. So hopefully you guys enjoy this information. There's a lot of ways to skin that cat, and as long as you're taking a step towards soil health, you're taking a step in the right direction. Check us out if you like this information, guys, at vitalizeseed.com.